Disappointing driving here from all involved. Absolutely, the van's driving is absolutely diabolic and disgusting, and they should not be overtaken on a road with double solid lines, especially when there are bends ahead. However, given the high risk to innocent people coming in the other direction, I would be expecting the camera car to allow the van over and to then reduce their speed gradually to create a safe braking distance to the van. Instead, they maintain and continue accelerating, making it difficult for the van to decide if there's enough room for the van to move back in. Why you'd put yourself and others at risk in this situation is beyond me. We all know that the worst outcome in this situation is if the van is left hanging in the opposing carriageway and a car comes in the opposite direction around the bend at speed. You're putting the lives of others at risk just to spite somebody else. As an example, in this video from 2021, where an innocent person was killed because of somebody attempting a poor overtake on the brow of a hill. Now imagine if there was an innocent person involved in this clip from the start of this video. How would leaving the VW transporter hanging out in the opposing carriageway just to teach them a lesson be justified if someone ended up losing their lives because of such a situation? What a monumentally stupid comment to put, and an absolutely ridiculous comparison to make for this scenario. But as you like a made-up scenario, let's do one that really hits home the potential consequences of the actions if you were driving the camera vehicle. So you are now the driver of the camera vehicle. The van, as you want them to do, isn't slowing down, backing off and going in behind you. They're still sticking to the side of you, trying to nudge in front of you, get into that gap between you and the other car. You decide to teach them the ultimate lesson. You don't let them, you keep accelerating, you keep them hanging out on the wrong side of the road, double solid white lines, approaching a bend on a national speed limit road. In the opposite direction is your daughter. She's going to her boyfriend's after work. She's driving 60 miles an hour exactly. She's got her music loud, she's singing along, and she's really looking forward to coming home later and having the family evening meal with you and your partner. As I said, she's doing 60 miles an hour because it's a national speed limit road. We'll say the van is going 50 miles an hour, a little bit slower to account for them hitting the brakes and keep accelerating to try and get into that little gap ahead of your car. But like we said, you're teaching them a lesson and leaving them out on the wrong side of the road. So 60 miles an hour and 50 miles an hour gives you a closing speed of 110 miles an hour, which is the closing speed of the impact between your daughter's car and the van driver's car. But we'll say that your daughter's lucky. She didn't die in the collision, but given the high closing speed and the severity of the impact, she is a quadriplegic. We'll give you the ultimate revenge because the van driver had awful driving. We're going to say that they deceased and they died at the scene. Now, you're a good person. You see this incident in your mirrors and you instantly pull over. You want to render aid, you want to give help to the people involved because you're a decent person. But as you're approaching the scene, you see that it's your daughter's car that's involved. Naturally, you break down. And they have to call you an ambulance as well as an ambulance for your daughter so they can get you both to hospital and get you checked out. The police drive your car to a safe place just off the road. They notice your dash cam and they grab it and they take that for evidence. So, as we said, your daughter's lucky. She's a quadriplegic. She starts to, come round, get better. You and your wife are going to look after her. But now the police have reviewed the dash cam footage and you're arrested because of the manner of your driving. It's led to the death of one person and another person has been a quadriplegic, all because you were teaching that person a lesson. So the police naturally have to follow through with a charge and they're going to go for full prosecution. So you make it a court. And as we've said, your daughter's a quadriplegic. The judge is going to make an example out of you because one person is dead, one person is a quadriplegic, all because you didn't just let off the throttle a little bit. So now they're giving you a custodial sentence. Obviously, it'll get halved once you're in there, but you're going to be in there for a little while. So your partner's at home, looking after your quadriplegic daughter. Your parents are going to muck in and help, but they're getting on a bit, and they're having to, suddenly change their lives to help the daughter that's a quadriplegic. And all of that is because of the lesson that you've taught the driver of the van. Worth it? Or is it better to just take notice of the big general condition at the start of the highway code rules, which says you should always give way to avoid an incident? Lovely jubbly, sound as a pound.